Hey guys, welcome to the Film Comics Explained podcast. Today I'm forcing Andre and Preston to watch the marvelous epic film that is The Happening by M. Night Shyamalan. Hey fellas, how you doing?
What's up?
Doing great. Stoked to get back into it.
Same.
Have
Really
y'all
excited.
seen this?
I saw it so it came out when I was really young, and I remember seeing it shortly after that, and it scaring the hell out of me. And then I don't think I've seen it since. So it's sort of like a fresh watch for me because I've not seen it since I was really young. But I remember hearing stories of people like leaving the theater; they were so shook. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's funny that you mentioned it scared you because to me this is an unintentional comedy. Like it's the greatest comedy M. Night Shyamalan has ever made. He's The Happening. What can I say? Like it's a 2008 comedy and a perplexing attempt at creating a B-grade horror film about environmentalism that just goes lopsided. But I love this movie. I don't know what it is. I've watched this maybe 10 times. It's so entertaining because everything is just bad. Everything, like from the casting, Mark Wahlberg, Zoe Deschanel, who plays his wife, they're both miscast.
Yeah, no. I before we started the stream, I was like, "Is that Mark Wahlberg? Is this a Mark Wahlberg movie?"
Yo, he's so miscast. He's playing like a science teacher, and Mark Wahlberg's like a big guy. He's very masculine, and he's playing a beta character, and it just doesn't work. Zoe Deschanel, I think she's written to be like very, very emotional, but she's just a very naturally aloof actress. Like everything that she does, from New Girl to, I don't really know the kind of films that she's in, but like everything that I've seen her in, she's plays the same one-note character, and it just doesn't work with this.
Right.
The concept of this is actually quite amazing, but he fumbles it so badly. Like he does not know how to write.
Which is a theme with Shyamalan, I guess, at some point in his career. Yeah, because like I was surprised when I watched Split, and then I learned that he had written it when he was writing really good movies, and I was like, oh, it all makes sense.
He's such a weird director. He's so hit and miss, right? Because he did two films before The Sixth Sense, Praying with Anger, which is literally about him, an American Indian traveling back to India, dealing with like the differences between Eastern and Western culture, which is really unique. That was at the Toronto Film Festival. Then he did like Wide Awake with Miramax Films. It wasn't a really good film. Then The Sixth Sense is when he got his highest rated film, all of these awards, and Unbreakable right after that was phenomenal. Signs was good. And then after The Village, everything just started becoming weird. He did Lady in the Water, which is like, oh my God. The Happening, The Last Airbender, After Earth, all flops. The Visit, a flop. Then he did Split, which is like a really good film.
Mm-hmm.
And then
the performances do carry it a bit, but it is genuinely well written. Like not as good as his old stuff, but it's good.
yeah. Yeah, I know we covered the newest film, but I don't know if we ever got a chance to chat about like how you really felt about the movie.
Which movie?
The name escapes me, but the newest one with
right?
Dave Bautista and the Apocalypse Cult. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh.
No.
Let me look up the name. That's terrible. Like we literally covered
Knock
it.
at the
At the Cabin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did Knock at the Cabin.
Yeah.
Preston. So what was your question?
Oh,
What'd
what'd you think of it?
I don't know, man. Like he adapted a pretty interesting novel, did some weird things to it. This is really weird. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Okay. Interesting.
No, man. Mine says, welcome to Jamaica. Have a nice day.
Good one, Larry. It's so graphic.
Jesus.
I'll be honest with you. The opening to this film is amazing. Like, I was really blown away.
It
Had
builds
no idea what
so
was
much
going on.
mystery right off the bat.
I mean, these guys think it's an industrial accident, and then things start to get nuts.
Okay, that's yeah. Yeah, because you're like, what predicts what'll make someone kill themselves or whatever, right? You're like, what the hell? What's going on?
This is such a great shot. Like, M. Night. This is so fucking wild.
Yeah, that's surreal.
God in heaven.
I'd be on my knees praying.
Article in the New York Times about honeybees vanishing.
Look at that man. It's Mark Wahlberg.
There's no bodies, no sign of them. They're just mysteriously gone. It's scary, huh?
Scary, huh?
That man starred in a fitness tape. Remember that. Never forget.
Dylan.
Global warming.
Temperature goes up a fraction of a degree, makes them disoriented. Maybe. Jake? You don't have an opinion?
Oh, look at Jake.
Too cool for science.
Facts.
His jawline is the answer.
Because your face is perfect.
Oh my god.
Problem
You
is,
Loki
your face
called
is
it.
perfect at 15. Science, you would know facts like the human nose and features here. So a perfect balance of features now might not look so perfect 5 years from now.
Got him. Oh, shit.
Come on, buddy. Take an interest in science. What could be a reason to be advanced?
Take an interest in science.
He looks empty inside. Look at that blank stare.
Nature, and we'll never fully understand it.
Oh, wow. So fucking prophetic.
Laws of
It
nature.
looks like he's trying to remember his lines. This is hilarious.
How much does the human nose grow each year?
It's minuscule, buddy, okay? Don't worry about it. You're gonna be a heartthrob your whole life. I was just messing with you.
Relief.
Good dude.
He's gonna survive. His jawline is gonna protect him from whatever's happening. Oh, is Mark Wahlberg the hero that is being summoned? Oh no, yeah, rise to the occasion.
Could you imagine if the U.S. president called him? Excuse me, Mr. Science Teacher. We have a problem.
You're the only man for the job.
But I'm just a science teacher. Exactly. That's why you're the perfect fit for the job.
There appears to be an event happening.
Oh shit, they did it. They did the thing. They said the name of the title. It's a happening.
Oh.
They're not clear on the scale yet. It's some kind of airborne chemical toxin that's been released in and around the park.
Oh my god.
Is it gonna happen to him as he speaks?
Take your planners home so we can get back when this is over. All right?
Hey, guys. Nothing.
What was that? Hey guys. Nothing.
Never
Don't
mind.
die.
It was
Don't
stupid.
water
Just
the
forget
kid.
about it.
But if the bee disappeared off the surface of the globe, then man would only have 4 years.
She's hysterical. I mean, nobody's telling us to leave the city, right? So I threw some figures at her.
Oh my god. I remember this. John Leguizamo was the math guy.
Profited by percentages. I'll bring Jess an event and I'll meet you at the station.
Listen, Julian, if Alma's acting weird, just be cool.
You're right. The suspense is real. Like I don't know what's going on. I'm like, when is this gonna manifest? How?
Is she leaving you?
I didn't say that. It's just talk, okay? Just relax, please.
In the midst of this world cataclysm, they're introducing a bit of personal drama.
Right.
Nice.
Best friend. I saw her on your wedding day. I walked into a waiting room by mistake and she was crying. She wasn't ready to jump in, Elliot. That's not who she is. She's never gonna jump in when you need her, man.
Good friend. That's
Damn,
pretty brutal.
foreshadowing.
Your decision? Trash. I'm telling you as a friend.
Yeah, that would be so difficult to tell your best bud, like, hey man.
Yeah, bro, you should have told him at the wedding, bro.
Yeah,
Okay.
Before the vows, maybe.
What was that look, dude?
Quirky Zoe de Chanel
It
look.
was so quirky. I've got a feeling
eyes are
she's
so
not like other
cute.
girls.
Oh yeah, she's not like other girls. Yeah.
Are you packed?
Yes,
What are they saying?
they're evacuating New York City.
This new neurotoxin is basically flipping the preservation switch, blocking
Oh my God.
neurotransmitters in a specific order, causing
Science.
specific.
Who are you who are so wise in the ways of science?
It makes you kill yourself. Just when you thought there couldn't be any more evil that could be invented.
What was that?
It makes you kill yourself.
It's evil invented.
She has the same intonations as Mark Wahlberg, doesn't she? With the upward inflection at the end where everything's a question. It makes you kill yourself. Just when you thought there couldn't be any more evil invented.
I like to think Shyamalan made her do that take like 19 times. He's like, that's perfect. That's it. We're
That's
wrapping
the one.
today.
He started crying on set.
It was too powerful.
Powerful.
Oh my god, who's calling her?
Dude, that phone is actually the goat. I love that phone.
I
Motorola
know.
Razr?
The Razor, dude, was so goated.
It's like a time capsule. Whenever you see that phone, you know what time period that's from.
Yeah.
I get the feeling like both Mark Wahlberg and Zoe did really great auditions, but they didn't do a screen test together.
Right.
Because they have no chemistry.
I didn't even feel they were in the same scene.
Right. Don't they have like a failing marriage though? Like it's kind of like working in their favor maybe.
To get on this train with Jess, you feel a lot safer. Where's Alma?
Restroom.
Hey, Julian.
Okay, good. Why don't
I'm really
we go?
glad you chose to come.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Subtlety, huh?
Nice.
That delivery was pretty good though.
He's low-key actually killing it.
Yeah.
He's the only one in the movie I believe so far.
Mm-hmm. He hates this man's wife. That's the only thing I'm getting from this movie. Go ahead, Niyat.
No, I'm just saying, just wait. Just wait.
No, does it...
Feelings out for everyone to see. I'm not that type of person. Elliot, these are our problems. I am upset.
Wait. What the hell? She's saying it's their problems, but she's at the same time receiving a phone call from another dude. So she's obviously talking to someone else about their problems.
And there's obviously something else going on in her mind. She's not keeping stuff in the marriage.
Just give her a chance.
Okay, fine. If you don't want my help,
I don't want your help.
okay.
Duh.
I heard it.
Jess, could you ask your dad?
I don't want your help. You're right though. John Leguizamo, John is like at the beginning, he's like the most OP character.
Yeah.
But then M. Night doesn't know what to do with him, and because he's a maths teacher, he just gets him to say random numbers shit towards the end. It's just it gets wild.
I definitely get the feeling that we're gonna get like 100 like scientific narrative bombs. Like I think we've already got like 3 kind of long ones. So like I don't expect him to ease off the gas at all.
They were all improv into the script by Shyamalan on set. All of the twists, all the science bombs.
Which I'm assuming is probably like some comment on using science to explain things. Like, because I think it works against it. Like, it's almost more interesting if they're like, we have no idea why this is happening. They're
exactly.
Like, this is the neuron. That, you know what I mean? Like, they're explaining it, and you're like, okay, the mystery's over. It
is so much better when we do not know what's happening. Help, and then people just start fucking dying.
Scientists are baffled. More at 9. Like,
scientists hate this man.
One weird trick.
See, this is all phenomenal. The framing, the cinematography, the sound design.
Ooh. It's like when nobody's talking, or like when there are no like main characters. It's great.
Yeah. Like fan cut, this movie could be great.
Isn't that an encapsulation of M. Night, though, as a filmmaker? His premises, his concepts are phenomenal, but he does not know how to write believable characters.
100%. Because this has been awesome. This entire sequence has been believable.
The practical effects are great.
Yeah.
All the extras are amazing, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, all the side actors.
Another neat thing is like the way it was composed, everyone's like facing away, I think. And then you're only seeing these people's face like after they've like harmed themselves, which is like a really neat touch.
We ate tiramisu together. That is it.
If that's all, then why is she being so flaky?
Yeah.
You're being weird, Zoe.
I thought she cheated on him, but you know, if she just had tiramisu, that's fine, I guess.
Me too. Because she's acting so suspicious about it. Just be like, hey, Mark, talk to this dude and he's going fucking crazy. Beat him up or something. I don't know.
Dude, tiramisu is pretty banging. I'd risk my relationship for a slice of that. Kidding, but I do love tiramisu.
I've never had tiramisu.
Okay, so I think the happening is now happening in Philadelphia, where they just left. Such a weird sentence.
I repeat, the happening has reached Philadelphia. God forbid it reaches Chicago. We're all done.
Yo, would this have been during Bush's presidency? When did this come out?
Let me see.
That would have been a sick cameo. Anybody got a good
2008. So that would have been the transition. That's
Obama,
when
yeah.
Obama was elected, right?
Yes.
My fellow Americans.
My fellow Americans.
We can't readily identify.
Obama would just order a drone strike on them.
Yeah,
we're sending drones.
My fellow Americans, there appears to be something happening across the country, so I've ordered 1,000 drone strikes.
On the bees.
At random targets. May God have mercy on our souls.
Yep. I'm not gonna lie, we bombed them people.
Is that woman outside the train? Okay, they're not going to.
Yeah, didn't Obama like actually drop a drone on an American citizen in Syria?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Service has been discontinued. This will be the last stop for all passengers.
Hey, what do you mean?
What?
Where are we?
Filbert, Pennsylvania.
Filbert? Does anybody know where that is?
Sir.
What is this delivery? What is going on?
With whom?
Listen to him. He said we lost contact.
Everyone.
That's not true because if you look at Mark Wahlberg, everybody's on a fucking phone talking to people.
Yeah.
So they kind of lost contact with everybody. This movie starts to break down here. So they stopped the train from Philadelphia because they lost contact, right? But what do you see in the background?
Yeah.
People
I don't like to show my emotions.
On the phone talking to family?
I'm not saying anything. We're stuck here.
in Filbert.
In Filbert. It's always sunny in Filbert.
The happening doesn't happen in Filbert.
Yeah, you know what would be the icing on the cake for this film if the It's Always Sunny gang appeared?
Yeah,
Oh my
that's exactly what I was
God.
thinking.
You just see Charlie going, "Oh my God!" I don't know what's happening.
So people started killing themselves. So I started blasting.
See, amidst all of this madness, there are some beautiful moments. This is a great scene, I have to say. I did really like this.
You see this ring? This ring can supposedly tell you what you're feeling. Ooh, yellow. That means you're about to laugh. You must be about to laugh or something is probably just about to come out. But wait. You've got all day.
Oh shit, she's like the best actress in this
In the
entire
whole
film.
movie, dude.
That smile had great delivery. Better than most things in this movie.
Look at this. My sister sent it to me. It was taken an hour ago at the
gonna be
Philadelphia
Charlie.
Zoo.
Oh, I remember this.
Let's see this.
This is
Oh,
so
no.
wild. Look at their reactions.
Wait, so they have internet, so they can get in touch with people.
Wait. You're right, dude. Wait.
Look at their reactions. They're like,
Yeah.
this should be horrifying. This is the most grotesque thing you've ever seen. But they're all like, well, this is peculiar.
quite
Yeah.
curious, I would say.
The terrorists got to the lions.
They paid him off.
Authorities are now feeling by the sheer number of incidents being reported that a terrorist group being responsible is becoming less and less likely.
No shit, Sherlock.
Where smaller and smaller towns are being attacked.
Where are we?
We're in Filbert.
Oh my God.
Dude, they lost contact with everybody, and they're just like watching TV and getting 1080p videos.
I know.
and calling people.
If we stay here, we are going to die here.
Who wrote this? It's so unnatural.
Everybody, let's go ahead and panic, okay? I'm gonna turn the lights off, and we're gonna panic right now. Does that sound great? All right.
I like how nobody panicked when the lights went off, and then these dudes incited the panic.
It just felt like they were waiting for their turn. It's like, hi, I'm going to say this, and when I'm finished, he's going to speak. Hi, now that he's finished, I'm going to speak.
Yeah. Stay in Filbert.
Filbert
You'll be safe
Restaurant.
there.
What a great title for
Filbert
a family establishment.
John Filbert lives here.
Founded by John Filbert, 1371.
Since 1371. It's just a random German or Dutch person that sailed to America by himself. Yeah,
I have a dream. I want to sell waffles.
He had his own Vinland Saga. Yeah.
Picking up a few things from home, then heading wherever this isn't happening.
Hey, they did it again! They said the thing. They did the thing.
I can't get a vid on the phone or email or nothing.
How long?
It's been about 2 hours.
What?
She did. Sorry to break it to you, man.
She's having tiramisu in heaven now.
Mark should like turn the math thing on to him and be like, statistically, she's dead.
Oh my God. Do the mood ring thing. It'll lift his spirits.
You go get her. I think Mark Wahlberg says it in like a, hold up. It's coming up. It's coming up. He's got the weirdest delivery.
I'm sure the probability of Princeton not being hit is good.
Let's go.
He did go to math.
Okay, here it is. Here's the numbers.
62% chance. 62% chance he hasn't even been hit.
Oh, you go get her, Jules, okay?
Will you go get her, Jules? Okay.
I got her,
I'm
Julian.
gonna take my daughter's hand unless you mean it.
Boom. Yeah, that was a great line.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's not grabbing the hand because she doesn't mean it. Man, I understand where he's coming from, but like, it's your responsibility as a father to take care of your daughter, and you shouldn't be leaving her like this.
Especially when there's literally no way to find out where the hell the person you're searching for is.
Or to get back in touch with the people looking after your daughter. Like this is, I would be very stressed.
You're looking for a needle in a needle stack.
I really do love the cinematography and music of this film, though.
Look at that slow-mo, dramatic.
I know I keep saying that.
Yeah.
But it's like what makes M. Night's, the majority of his films, like, who did the soundtrack to this? It's always the same person.
Let me pull it up.
And he's really good. Like you're saying.
It's James Newton Howard. Does you know what I mean? One of the greatest composers of our time. He did the Lord of the Rings, I think.
And one of the things I like is this isn't a movie where they're trying to manipulate you with the music. It just fits the scene. And I like that.
Yeah. Facts. Did you guys see that shot just before? I'm not going to pull it back, but there's 2 nuclear power plants.
Yeah, I did see that.
You know, hot dogs get a bad rap.
Oh my God. The hot dog guy.
Got a cool shape. They got protein. You like hot dogs, right?
Why is this have odd Nicolas Cage vibes to me?
He's like Nicolas Cage and Chuck Norris, don't you think?
You like hot dogs, don't you?
Mouth's word. What was the subtitle?
What was that?
Plants react to human stimulus. They proved it in tests.
See, the film sets up something really cool here, which is that this couple have an ingrained understanding of what it is that's actually happening with the plants. They respect the plants. They have a plant nursery. They're taking care of fauna. So you'd expect them to be like the people that don't die, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Okay,
that's that's the vibe it's giving me. So
hold on to that idea. They've set something up, and we should get a payoff.
Let's go follow through, Shyamalan. Oh yeah. That's a weird landscape.
Don't look outside.
What makes a film is when characters, or what makes or breaks a film is the way that characters react to scenario, right? So in this situation, they should be driving in the opposite direction.
I'm gonna give you a math riddle, okay?
Right.
It does not make sense for them to be doing this.
He's gonna give her a math riddle to calm her down.
You know what I mean? Like, so as a writer, M. Night has addressed one problem, which is the people stressing out, but he hasn't addressed the real problem, which is the fact that they're driving into the situation. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, you can hear the wind coming in.
It's $30.
Bitch, you done forgot about compounding interest. It's more than 30.
It's getting in. It's getting in, Niyat. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Preston, can you see?
Yeah.
Over $10 million.
Dude, if I'm losing my mind and someone says, let me give you a math riddle, I'm going to snap. I will lose it. That is not going to calm me down, dude. I'm terrible at math.
It's like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. I know how to calm you down. Here's a math riddle. Fuck you.
You think he's in the script as like Math Man? Like the very last step, they just gave him a name. Oh, and he has a daughter. We just needed somebody to do.
Math guy with daughter.
Father man. Oh my God.
Shit.
It did go in.
Hey, is that the girl that went out the window, or is that the driver?
The driver and the passenger at the front.
Brutal.
Sorry. Sad.
I know this is like a side comment, but have y'all seen Spawn?
Spawn? Like the old one? I think we covered it, right?
Yeah. It's a 90s like comic book film, and he plays the Violator, John Leguizamo. It's the best fucking role.
Yeah.
It's the best thing he's ever done. He's so phenomenal in it.
Oh, now I need to watch it. Oh no. Oh, well.
We can add that to the watch list, don't worry. We'll add Spawn.
Let's
That's
go.
sick. It's got like I don't know, some PlayStation 2 graphics kind of things going on, but they also just go so hard.
Oh, right.
It's really exhilarating. And they it was in that first wave of like, we're going to make everything CGI because it'll never be better than this. But it is still like pretty strong.
Yeah. I mean, it was like at a stage where computer generated imagery was at the forefront of cinema making. I mean, Jurassic Park sort of nailed it in the early 90s. Everybody was trying to replicate it, but they didn't have the experience and technical skill of Industrial Light and Magic.
Yeah.
So, they were the pioneers of all that in the 90s and early 2000s.
So we can establish that it moves through miasma, basically. It's basically bad air.
Well, it's not so much air as it is a neurotoxin. So,
sure.
What we're getting so far is basically that it's a self-defense mechanism triggered by tree and plant matter by way of releasing a neurotoxin that only affects humans, not animals, in response to the years of pollution and global warming they've had to endure. So, once a neurotoxin reaches someone, we begin to see a breakdown in their mental state, beginning with confusion, memory loss, and then that progresses towards complete disorientation, which eventually compels them to end their life. So it's not so much air as it is toxins being released by the plants. They're like touching each other. You know, the toxin is spreading from plant to plant. As you can see, it's everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, exactly. So it's pockets of it, right? And the pockets are expanding.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, this guy's such a clown.
My name's Private Oster.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
So they're 2 for 4 with the Succession cast right now.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He looks the same age as he is right now.
I know.
Well spotted.
Fence. So I suggest no one take that road.
Well, he's such a great actor. Look at him here. Like,
yeah.
Cheese and crackers.
Cheese and crackers.
Cheese and crackers? Isn't that what Wallace and like Gromit say?
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm just crackers about cheese.
So what we're seeing is a phenomenal actor playing a really stupid character and doing it so well that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll talk to them.
No, the intersection, baby.
Who's Joey?
Oh, it's no one.
Joey's still fucking calling her? Oh my God, I hate this subplot so much.
He couldn't, Mathman couldn't get in touch with his wife, but Joey's got crystal clear signal.
Yeah.
Joey's got that simp connection. You
He
feel
does,
me?
bro.
Worldwide.
I got a whole mess of tiramisu over here. Just wondering if you pulled through.
Why did it start in parks?
It's just the same story.
Parks, plants, trees. It all makes sense. It's all coming together.
5 miles back, there were dozens of bodies.
So where are they supposed to go? Every single direction that they've come from has this, and now they've intersected in this area. So it's like, how do you proceed forward?
And if being inside a car can protect you, then why is nobody like, why haven't gas masks, people like military officers with gas masks been seen, right?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Talking to her daughter. She's talking to her daughter in Princeton.
Actually, I'm starting to like the military guy because he's coming up with reasonable suggestions.
Mm-hmm.
She's so scared. She says everyone's dead outside. You just stay in your room. You.
Oh wow, this is actually a great scene. We haven't talked because it's so immersive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stacy, you're scaring me.
It's this woman. It's really her performance.
What you're saying?
Yes.
What, baby?
And like, it's the fact that most other people probably can't get in touch with their families. And so they're all like curious about her, right?
In calculus.
And the performances of the extras are actually good here. Like, unlike the train scene.
I also really like that in this time of chaos, it's not like showing the worst of humanity. Like, I kind of appreciate that people are working together instead of like stepping on one another to get to the next thing or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, that's a really good point. You don't see humanity turning on each other. I mean, you saw that moment where everybody's driving off and leaving them there, but that's not like them stepping on them to get to somewhere. You know,
Right.
That wasn't evil.
But I guess that's probably symptomatic, if there's a better word for it, of M. Night's films. He doesn't really embrace the worst in people.
Yeah.
You know, he likes to see the best in people. Like Signs is about redemption. Unbreakable is about inevitability, the birth of a superhero.
Yeah.
I love that film. Like, the villain creates the superhero. It's insane. Intentionally so.
Mm-hmm. And it provides good balance in this movie because what we've seen is so bleak. You know what I mean? That like if people were also hurting people, it would be super bleak.
Oh my God, this girl. Give this girl an Oscar. Seriously.
Because Zoe has been so disconnected this entire film. From Mark, from the kid, from everything. But this kid and Mark are having such a nice connection.
Hang on. Do you think that he intentionally cast Mark and Zoe because they're so like miscast that it makes the film less dour? Like, if he'd cast serious actors, it would have been such a depressing film. But because they're so quirky, we don't feel it doesn't feel as intense.
It also, I think their lack of chemistry kind of sells the idea that she does not care.
I love this guy. He's always eating a hot dog.
He's sciencing right now.
Target specific threats. Tobacco plants, when attacked by Heliothrus caterpillars, will send out a chemical attracting wasps to kill just those caterpillars.
It's super cool concept.
It's such an amazing concept.
Yeah.
Whatever's happening is happening to smaller and smaller.
Whatever's
I
happening
have
is
to stop
happening.
saying happening, dude. I'm gonna lose it.
We're in the area of attack. If you can't find a way through the area of attack, we are told to find a safe zone within the area being attacked. There's no significant population there. That's our safe zone. We waited out there till it's over.
That's a very reasonable conclusion.
That's what
Let's
I'm
see
saying.
where it goes from here.
I'm liking the soldier guy. Very rational.
And you can tell, like, his acting is so good, you can tell this weighs on him, right? The responsibility of all these people.
He's scared, he's new, but his training is taking control. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
I can't act.
Dessert. I went out and I had dessert with him when I told you I worked late, and I didn't work late. I'm feeling really guilty in case we're gonna die. I just wanted you to know that.
Oh my God, Zoe, I hate you so much. That was worse than I could have possibly imagined. I only regret this because we were about to die.
Which basically shows she cares more about how she feels about the situation than him. Because she's telling him because she feels guilty, not because it's the right thing to do.
My firearm is my friend! It will not leave my side!
No, there it goes.
Dude, is he doing the Full Metal Jacket right now? Private Pile.
I want to see like an experiment. Like, what happens if somebody like, if you stop them from killing themselves, do they get better over time? Do they grow resistant?
Surely you'd want to just restrain the people who are acting weird. Oh, but I guess if they're acting weird, it's going to affect you. Like, there's nothing you can do because they're going to be right next to you.
Oh, is he shooting people? I thought he was
No, they're shooting themselves.
Yeah, remember because
Oh, okay.
earlier, like one person did it and the other person snagged the gun.
We can't just stand here as uninvolved observers.
I need a second, okay?
What? Uninvolved observers.
I don't know if I've ever heard those two words together.
He is such a bad writer.
I'd be scientific douchebag.
Tell a
That was
math
good.
riddle.
Yeah, tell them
That'll calm him
a
down.
biology riddle.
Did he just tell himself to be scientific douchebag?
Yes.
Oh, look at his ring finger. Next shot. Can you see?
Oh yeah,
it's blue, which means he's calm.
He's not. He's not about to smile. It is not yellow.
Let's just stay ahead of the wind.
Good idea. Reasonable.
And split up as well. I think you all need to split up.
Mm-hmm.
This film is so interested in explaining what's going on, and I swear it works so much better when it's confusing. It's like one of the we beefed about this in the Secret Invasion stuff, but like I think in this situation, like
It's nicer when you don't know.
This is so fucking ridiculous. They're running away from like the wind.
Oh my gosh.
I kind of feel like Math Bro died a bit too early.
Yeah, honestly, I was just starting to really fall in love with that guy. Also, it sort of like disrupts the A plot, B plot portion of the film, which kind of had something going on for it.
I like that the C plot with Zoe led to nowhere too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just to establish that they're having a turbulent relationship, right? And it's the same thing with the B plot. John Leguizamo is not with them because it's essential for them to have a child that they need to take care of, because that's what sort of is the catalyst for Zoe to stop being selfish. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, it makes sense, but it's done so bad.
Yeah.
Could this really be happening?
Oh, they did it again.
Right. You drink every time they say happening.
I'm taking a shot every time.
No, Niyat, we need you.
No, Niyat, we need you.
I've got 3 livers, I've been told. Don't worry.
Oh my goodness.
Now, as wild as this film is, y'all have to admit, this is entertaining as hell.
Oh yeah. Well, like, I felt a little snoozy until the car accident scene. That totally took me by surprise, which doesn't make it like, I think I should have seen that coming, but I love how they capture that. So like now I'm sort of convinced something crazy could happen at any moment, and I sort of can't look away.
It's one of those.
You haven't seen this, have you, Preston?
I've not seen it since it like basically came out. Like I had to, like I think I was too young to have seen this. I don't think my parents would have appreciated that.
More than anywhere else in the United States. There's
Huh?
probably been some leak or something. It's probably poisoning the air.
It's not that the poison from the plants is killing people. It's a reaction to the poison to the plants. I think that's what this film is setting up.
Okay.
Because you remember when we saw the nursery with that weird hot dog couple, there was the nuclear power plant in the background, which sort of implies that's the reason why this is happening.
Okay.
Toxin dissipates quickly in the air. They're only potent in a certain density. The source had to be close to that field, if not in the field.
See, nobody's wearing fucking masks. Nobody thought about it.
Dude, now that you mention, I'm so curious what the military's doing right now. Like some shots of jets falling out of the skies or something like that would be nuts.
We need to go to the least populated place we can to be safe.
I mean, technically speaking, you'd be safe in a bunker because there's no plants, right? So that's where the majority of world leaders, militaries would be.
No airflow too, which is important.
Okay, here's the best scene of the film.
Oh, I've seen this scene. Just this scene.
This is amazing.
Hello? My name is Elliot Moore. I'm just going to talk in a very positive manner. Giving off good vibes. Talking to a plastic plant.
Hey, everything's fake.
What?
It's like the Barbie movie.
Why is this happening?
Hey, they did it again!
Do it.
Shot.
1 liver down, 2 to go.
Is he the kid from The Cat in the Hat?
Yes. You're spot on. Let's go.
I've never seen it in anything else. I don't remember.
I don't believe it's nature.
It may not be. It could be some other explanation. I don't know.
I don't believe it's nature. That's the end. No more. Refuses to elaborate.
Fair enough. Anyways, next scene. Like they just.
And that's such a good description of the movie. Anyway, next scene.
Yeah. and then.
No, and then.
Oh no. They're
forming some kind of mega group.
Oh no. This is so on the nose. Oh my god. This is.
I think this scene was in the trailer, and this is what like convinced me to see it.
Really?
Yeah.
This would convince me to look at the memes.
That's got to be the most brutal one.
Dude. Here's the thing. It's like only M. Night will make a film like this. So as much as I hate how hit and miss his films are, I do appreciate that he's, I don't know, creative. You know what I mean? He's doing something unique.
It's not generic. I will definitely give him that. I appreciate that. And it's entertaining as hell, so.
Yeah, see, it's still blue. So I think this is the reason why Mark and Zoe are not dead. They're like, you notice their quirky nature means that they're always calm, even when they're supposed to be stressed out. I think that's the explanation for why they don't die. So it's like only the socially awkward people survive.
We did it. Finally, it came in handy.
Why do you reckon it's tied on there?
I think that's something that people do, if I remember correctly.
It's tied on there to make it easier for the scene.
Yeah. It kept falling off the fence post, and Shyamalan took a shoelace off and just tied it on there.
If we're gonna die, I want you to know something. I was in a pharmacy a while ago. There was a really good-looking pharmacist behind the counter. I went up and I asked where the cough syrup was.
And I didn't even need it.
You're right. It's an intentional comedy. That's hilarious. That's great.
Funny. He was joking. He didn't even do that. I don't believe this.
Man.
Mark Wahlberg is top G. He would have walked into that pharmacy and that girl would have been on her knees. That pharmacist.
You know what? Give me 2 bottles of cough syrup.
Yeah, apparently Marky Mark had a lot of issues with the production of this film. Like this moment, this scene, when they were shooting it, Mark just kept asking M. Night, why are we doing this? And M. Night would be like, because like we need an answer. Like we need to understand what's their motivation, what's their objective. And yeah, he hated working on this film.
I can tell. Well, he's doing good for someone who hated it.
And for someone who's miscast. Like, this is not his fault. Like, he's playing against hype, and he's doing an okay job. It's not great.
We're just gonna get some food for Jess.
But yeah, and it looks like nobody's lived here for a long time anyway. I mean, it's all boarded up.
Conrad is doing pretty good too. His delivery is better than Zoe's.
Give me Marky Mark, give me Zoe, and then give me the kid from Cat in the Hat, and I think we'll have a new bag.
Give me Conrad from Cat in the Hat.
I see something.
There's miasma in there.
There's somebody in there.
You sure?
Yeah, I saw him move.
Best leave now. You ain't gonna bring that poison gas in here with you.
Sir, it's not poison gas. There's none out here. I mean, you can see that. Just listen to our voices. Oh, Blackwater, keep on rolling.
You ain't from around here. You best leave now.
Yeah, so he's telling you to leave, so just leave.
Open the door, bitch! Hey.
Yes, go, Conrad.
Tell him what's up.
Retarded. Retarded writing.
Josh, stop it! They're being crazy, Mr. Moore.
No, you're being crazy. You're trying to break into a guy's home.
Oh my God! I did not expect that and not see that coming.
That's M Night, baby.
Oh no!
No! Yo, this is weird, man.
This is so
bad.
weird.
Yeah, this might be the worst scene in the movie,
Yeah.
which is impressive because like that first scene.
Oh my God, they're showing his head. Like, look at the back of his head.
Wait. Conrad died instantly, but this guy is fucking still alive.
Well, Conrad got a fucking bullet to the back of the head. That's why he's dead.
No, Conrad is the white kid.
Ah, you're right. But Conrad's dead. What are you talking about?
No, that's what I say. He died instantly, but this guy was still alive after taking one to the head.
What is she doing with her hand on his chin?
He's trying to lift him up.
It's pretty cool of them to not shoot everybody, just the people who are like shouting obscenities.
Just the extras.
Just the
people living in
extras.
Well, no, the people living in the house were behaving very rationally. They told you not to enter. They've got a gun, and you're trying to break in. I don't think that black kid should have been shot in the back of the head, but like Conrad for sure. Like, I'm not saying he deserved it, but he was antagonizing.
Oh,
hey, the gas mask.
There we go.
Let's
Leave it to the Golden Gals, man. They know what's up.
The Golden Gals.
Yo, I love that these nannies are knitting with gas masks.
They're waiting for this all to blow over.
We survived worse than this, hun, right?
World War II, Cold
Oh,
War.
okay, we're getting a few regions. So this is Florida. So Washington, Philadelphia. Hey,
let's go, my people.
Of a confidential informant who claims that the CIA has facilities in the.
I mean, the CIA probably did this. What do you mean?
With the camo, I really thought it was gonna be like Tuscaloosa, Alabama, or something. Like,
yeah, Nebraska seems like an odd choice.
Yeah, but is it okay? Well, I guess it's fairly centralized to the East Coast.
The only thing that would make this film perfect is if we got another shot of those guys in Nebraska, like opening all of their bullets, like shooting at the trees. Like if that's what
We're taking the fight to the trees.
We're gonna bring them down.
Why are you saying this for these fucking trees?
I told the vegetarians this would happen.
You sounded just like Hank Hill.
God dang it, Bobby.
I came here to chew gum and destroy the fauna, and I'm done chewing my gum.
That's for Clement.
I feel like Mark Wahlberg lost a bet and had to be in this movie.
You lost? You must be.
He's like, I was lost, and then he makes out with her, and that's how the movie ends.
The end. She says it's happening.
I suppose the kind thing for me to do is to offer you supper. This is a beautiful place. So, what's with you two? Who's chasing who? I'm sorry?
Well, Joey's chasing her.
So, who's chasing? I knew that. Don't touch things that aren't yours.
You put him on the fucking table, bit. I hate this movie.
That's nuts. There's just kind of a left turn, right? Like,
Yeah.
she seems so sweet.
No. It isn't. She's a lady that's been living here by herself for like 20 years. Her husband died. She hasn't had any company. She's not used to decorum. So she's done the right thing by letting them in.
Mm-hmm.
But she's also, now she's giving it to her because she
Okay.
didn't ask. Do you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Sure. So it's like, she's actually a good character. She's the most real character in this whole thing because she realizes she overstepped her mark by hitting her hand.
Yeah.
And then now she's like, okay, here you go. I'm sorry.
Here's the cookie. I'm on edge.
You know, she's very old fashioned. I think she would have preferred for the girl to ask for it. Do you know what I mean? May I please have the cookie? She would have been like, that's fine.
I hate it when you're right, Nia.
Yeah.
Suppose I have to let you spend the night.
See what I mean? I suppose I have to let you spend the night. She's doing things that she's not happy with because she's a good person.
Right.
Again,
And that's why I love her character.
For the most part, people are pretty chill to people in the midst of all this chaos. You know,
That's what I'm saying.
I kind of appreciate that in this movie. It's sort of a breath of fresh air. Like again, even though those kids got shot, like that.
That's on Marky Mark. He's the leader of that small group.
Yeah.
And those kids should not have been doing what they were doing. He's a teacher too. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
He
that's a
deals
good
with
point.
kids their age.
Sorry about everything, that Joey thing. I was being stupid.
You've been great taking care of Jess.
The only criticism I have about these two is that the thing that's breaking their relationship apart is sort of like a non-incident.
Yes.
Like her having tiramisu. I would have wished if there was more to it than that. You know what I mean?
We need to stay in this house.
It's like more about the lie and less about the action, you know?
This is how we have to.
I hear you whispering. Planning on stealing something?
No, ma'am, we're not.
Plan on murdering me in my sleep?
What? No.
What?
No. How was that so convincing?
And then the scene's over? Wait, what? It didn't develop any more than that?
If the person that's invited me into their home is saying, "Are you planning on murdering me in my sleep?" That would not be my reaction. My reaction would be, "Look, miss, I'm sorry that you suspect this in this way. We were just merely discussing what we're going to do with this child. She just lost her father. We're really scared. We're really thankful that you've let us in." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You say things to try and calm them down. Not, what? No. I'm not trying to kill you in your sleep.
It did seem like they were just talking about that. Like, go get the pillow. We're to smother her. She can hear him say it.
Mrs. Jones?
You know, another really interesting choice for this movie is that the people, when they go nuts, like, they're not violent either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're not interested in harm. Like, I don't know. That's something they could have done and maybe was floated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, like people lose their mind and they just start harming other people.
Trying to steal my things.
No.
I think they were gonna.
No, Mrs. Jones, I actually wanted to talk with you.
You all are gonna leave right now.
Ma'am. Mrs. Jones, could we talk
So
college for a
she's
second?
upset and she went
Just
out to
hear
the
me out.
field, right?
Yeah.
So she's gonna die.
I'm a teacher.
It means nothing, Mark. I'm sorry, but you
Oh,
being
the
a
win.
teacher.
This is the biggest tragedy of this film, I think, for me, when I rewatching this now. Every time I watch this, it's like, she was living by herself. Her family had fucking helped slaves. Her husband was a soldier in the World War II. He passed away. She's been living here peacefully.
Yeah.
For like 2 decades. And because they came here, now she's going to die. I hate it.
Right.
She did nothing wrong. She let them in.
Shut the windows and the doors!
You know what's interesting too is she was most concerned that they were gonna like steal something. I don't know. Actually, maybe she mentioned something about like them hurting her, but she did mention that they were gonna steal something twice.
Oh. Here she comes. I like
You know
how
what
the
I mean?
Terrans.
When you're an elderly woman living by yourself, that's what you're going to be scared of, you know? Random people breaking in, stealing shit. I'm not saying it's like everything is justified or rationalized, but, you know.
Right.
She's a bit off her rocker, but that kind of makes sense considering.
Right.
I mean, you would be too if you're living by yourself for a really long time. Oh.
And in M. Night's defense, like the scene before this was like showed you what happened when you tried to enter someone's house and they didn't want you to. You know what I mean? Like she responded with kindness through and through, more or less.
I don't remember that scene actually. This scene that we're watching now, like I felt like something different happened to her in the original cut. Maybe I'm just remembering it different.
So through that scene, I feel like the movie is trying to tell me that the reason the plants did the thing, it wasn't the wind, but it was because she went outside when she was very upset.
Yeah.
Well, Mark is always calm, but I feel like that's not what it's ultimately going for. So I'm just.
Yeah, I mean, everybody in the car gets hurt when that girl starts freaking out. You know what I mean?
So basically, it's explained that the plants have an ability to sense. I know it sounds ridiculous, but they have the ability to sense people who give off bad vibes. And we see them cull the population of the Northeast accordingly. So initially, we see that while most people were affected, there were some who were fine and had to witness the horror before it spread.
Yeah.
So I think that's what the film's sort of trying to tell us.
It's a very effective mechanism of like spreading, though. If one person does something jarring and the other people freak out, it should continue to, you know what I mean?
I think the notion is not that it's spreading, it's that it's there. It's always there.
Interesting.
And I think as humans, we need visual cues. And so when we see the trees leaving and the wind rustling everything, we assume that's what's happening. But I think the reality is it's everywhere. And it's purely just responding to your mood.
Yeah.
So is the reason why big groups die is because big groups, more people, more likely one of them is going to get angry and have the plants release the
Correct.
thing? Okay.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
You know, if you have 2 people, one person's upset, the other person tells them to calm down, there you go. You have a group of 100 people. It's going to be a few people upset for different reasons. It's going to spiral into chaos, arguments and stuff like that. I guess. I don't know.
Sorry, Elmo.
Hey, you ain't got nothing to apologize for.
Yeah.
What's happening here? It could be the grass and the trees are doing this now.
This is the end, isn't it? I wish you were here.
I mean, I kind of hate you, and I hated our marriage, but I really wish you were here.
Oh, it changed color?
Ooh.
Because blue is calm. What was yellow again? Is it anxious or some shit?
It was fun. It was like, wasn't the yellow when
Fear?
Yeah, like uncertainty.
No.
Yellow is technically the fear color in the Green Lantern, right? So we'll just go with that.
Yellow means you're about to smile. Guys, I think they were pretty clear on that.
Oh, shit. You got me.
He's right. He's right. He wins. Wait, are the Green Lantern colors based on mood rings?
No, the Green Lanterns are based on the emotional spectrum.
Okay, good.
That was a close one.
We almost lost that war, but
we were so relieved.
Purple meant I was horny. You love that.
I had no idea.
Did you hear that? She left the girl to be like, remember when you saw it turn purple and you realized it meant that I was horny?
Oh no.
Why are you having this conversation in front of this child?
Amanda, cover your ears.
Yeah, what's that line in Vince Vaughn says, and I think Old School? Is that earmuffs?
Oh.
When he tells his baby to close his ears.
That's cute.
This is a neat setup for the scene, though. I like that they were like not in the same room. It's fun.
And it's been set up. The old lady was telling them about how this was built.
There's a spring house in the back. It has a speaking tube running under the ground to the main house.
Wow. Isn't it weird? Their best scene is when they're not together.
Yeah.
They have such bad chemistry that their scenes are best when they're not even talking to each other. Because this is obviously shot like with her just talking to a hole in the wall. Same with him.
And they're resisting the urge to do that sort of campy, like, you could see the wall dividing them. There's a line in the middle of the screen. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's like creative set dressing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're going to do the corny thing. I don't care if the world's ending so long as I'm with you.
I love you, babe.
Again, though,
James Newton Howard can make a piece of shit sound amazing.
I was about to say, the music in this scene is so fire.
But the subtle piano in the back, oh my goodness.
But the piano is also off key. It's going up like a register. It's going up scale unnaturally. That's why it sounds so discordant.
Then the Cat in the Hat comes and saves them.
Dude, I did not remember Zoe being in this movie. And if you had told me that like an hour ago, I would have thought you were punking me. Like, I just wouldn't have believed you.
So apparently Amy Adams was supposed to play Zoe Deschanel, and after this film was aired, Mark Wahlberg was caught saying in an interview that Amy Adams was lucky she wasn't in this film.
I'm telling you, dude, he lost like a really big hand of poker and he had to be in this movie.
Well, he said himself, Mark was like, hey, you can't blame me for wanting to play something different. You know, a sign is not something I've done before.
Right.
I just wish the project was slightly different, you know?
He probably accepted because of the premise and this and that. And then when he was there with Shyamalan, and Shyamalan was just telling him to do wacky, kooky shit.
You should play to your actor's strengths, you know? Mark is a muscle-bound dude. Don't play him as a beta. Play him as like a masculine guy that's also sensitive, you know what I mean? But
yeah, because he does
don't
have
make him,
the good expressions for sensitive, you know?
But don't make him full beta like this. It just doesn't work. Never go full beta.
We just rewatched Tropic Thunder the other day. It was so good.
Really?
Yeah. So nice.
I love that film, dude. We got to add that to the list.
I would love to. I haven't seen it in like 10 years.
I didn't even know that Robert Downey Jr. was the black guy until halfway through the film.
I know.
And it was the same thing with Tom Cruise. At the end, my friend was like, yo, Tom Cruise was great. I was like, what do you mean Tom Cruise? He's not in the film. He's like, yeah, that's Les Grossman. I was like, what?
That's one of the funniest characters. Because he punched it up quite a bit, like Tom Cruise. I was doing some digging, and apparently, like he was like, he's got to be really angry and have big hands. And they were like, what? Like, couldn't you just be Tom Cruise? And like, no. Trust me, he needs big hands.
I said, I want to have fat hands and I want to dance. And he looked at me, he's like, what? And I remember in bed, I said, no, man, I want fat hands and I'm going to dance.
Are you okay?
Yes, Aunt Alma. I love you.
I love you too.
Okay, so she's calling her aunt, and I guess she's calling him uncle. So they've not Not mommy and daddy, I guess, which
Yeah.
would be weird if she was calling them mom and dad.
Well, also they have no idea that. I mean, it's probable that her father has, met some misfortunate end, but just, you know what I mean? Maybe they're still
I think
holding out
he's-
hope.
Maybe. I think the assumption is like some considerable time has passed now. It's like 6 months or so. So
Yeah.
that they're
okay,
already.
yeah.
I mean, like they wouldn't be sending her to school if they didn't know where her dad is.
Kay from Mississippi wants to know why it started so suddenly.
Mississippi, let's go.
I thought they were going to let her call in. Why did this happen on a Tuesday?
Perfectly honest, this was an act of nature, and we'll never fully understand it.
There we go.
An act of nature, and we'll never fully understand it.
He's right. Man, science will come up with some reason to put in the books, but in the end, it'll be just a theory.
We have become a threat to this planet. I don't think anybody will argue that. And this is a warning.
I think the skeptics would believe that if it had occurred anywhere else.
Famous last words.
Dude, what is she doing? I'm so confused. Why are we?
Oh, she did a pregnancy test, right?
Oh, okay.
But she's avoiding. I think she's avoiding trying to see the reaction.
Okay.
Like trying to see what the result is.
So that's the reveal.
Yeah, she's pregnant. What is she on?
Dude, this is
What is she
insane.
taking? I want double the dosage of what she's on. She seems to be like, she's confused. She doesn't know what's going on, but she's happy as fuck. I need that in my life.
Dude, those pants look hella comfy. Can't
Oh,
lie.
yeah. His
I don't know.
pants, yeah.
Oh, I was saying hers, but I guess
Oh,
that's
yeah.
weird.
I mean, when you're wearing 3/4. I mean, yeah, weird, Preston. Are you trying to wear
That's what
women's
I-
clothes?
she's just swaying so gleefully, man. I'm just like, damn,
True,
I need a pair of those. Roll them up on a hot day. Wait, is that the? Okay, sweet. We get another scene.
Okay,
Hell yeah.
good.
So yeah, it's a really weird one.
Well, sort of like ending it on a happy note. She's pregnant. They're taking care of a child.
Oh.
Their relationship is healed. But what of the rest of the world?
Aha. In la France.
Suck le bleu.
Je devrais amener mon vélo.
Quoi?
Merci.
Mon vélo.
I think these random dudes that are just immune to it.
He's calm, remember?
Dude, the most interesting thing about this film to me is like what people start saying. Didn't that one girl start saying, "I see everything in calculus"?
Calculus. I see in calculus.
Yeah.
I see calculus. No, it's just them saying nonsensical things because their
Gotcha.
brain's not working. It's the plant taking over. So it's
Gotcha.
like.
I guess I was reading into it a little much.
It's weird because I thought the premise at the beginning of the film was going to be that what the neurotoxin does is it makes your intrusive thoughts. You know how like sometimes you hold a hammer and I was like, I wonder if I smash myself with this hammer. But no, it's almost like it's controlling your mind, which it sold it a bit less to me. The whole like neurotoxin thing.
Yeah.
If it was one of those things where it's like it completely like destroys your ability to fight back against the intrusive thoughts, you just jump off a bridge or whatever, right? That would have made more sense.
Well, I mean, the notion is that it destroys your self-preservation receptors in your brain. That, I mean, because intrinsically, when you're around a fire or something, when you're cooking and you're around something dangerous, you have your subconscious is letting you know there's an inherent level of danger, which is why you don't put your hand on a frying pan when it's hot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so the notion with this is that it's destroying that receptor. So everything else is sort of like fine, but in the process of it destroying that receptor, it destroys your other mental faculties. So you can't really process what's going on. You're just in auto drive, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I get what the film is trying to say, but like, I don't know if it's done well. No, I know it's not done well. It's done awfully. The execution is really poor.
I could imagine a world where it was done well. How about that?
Yeah.
Me too.
If somebody had punched up some of the writing, I think because a lot of what we see visually is pretty neat. A lot of the scenes are kind of like well composed and setup and payoffs chill and all that. But it's like some of the lines of dialogue are baffling. Very
How about that?
baffling.
Industrial Light and Magic, speaking of the Devils, they worked on this.
The kid was MVP. The kid had great like just expressions, delivery. Like
She was good. She was the only character that you believed throughout. Like every situation she was in, her reactions were normal. Whereas Zoe Deschanel and Mark acted really weird in certain scenarios. Such a weird film. Like great concept, really poor execution, confusing as well because it's so fucking funny. This is such an entertaining film. Like I always giggle, and I know I shouldn't because it's like a film about mass death.
Yeah.
It's one of those films that keeps you drawn in by just the pure morbid curiosity.
It's super fair. Yeah. I don't remember like, again, I was a kid, but I remember the trailer being nuts. Like, what is going on in this movie? Like, I've got to see this. And like, again, I hadn't seen it in a while, but for some reason I thought it was going to be like a really elaborate, like religious metaphor.
I was sort of expecting that as well.
And it's just straight up the trees are mad, man. Don't mess with the trees.
The majority of Shyamalan, well, not the majority, a lot of Shyamalan's films deal intrinsically with spirituality, right? He's a very religious person, I think. And, but I don't know, this film just falls apart. As someone who's like writing novels, I've written plays, I've edited plays, screenplays as well. I know how difficult of a art form writing is, and also, writing content for the channel. But also directing is difficult. I've directed plays and short films as well. And so, but I've never done both where I've written and directed the same thing. I've either directed an old piece of literature or I've written something new and had somebody else direct it. But being responsible for both is like, it's a huge undertaking that very few people can accomplish.
Yeah.
Like Christopher Nolan is one of the only few who can write and direct his own things. And I think with Shyamalan, he really shot himself in the foot by not having another writer on board to help see his vision through. Because I think he should have just gone, this is my idea, plants, neurotoxins taking over, destroying humanity. Great. Give it to a writer that understands
100%.
Character development, character beats, knows how to write dialogue with believable characters, knows plot progression, can fix a lot of the contrivances and stuff like that. And this film would have been amazing if M. Night directed it. Because he has incredible ideas. All of his films, generally speaking, have a really unique concept. And he's responsible for some of my favorite fucking films of all time. He managed to pull the greatest Bruce Willis performance on screen. With Unbreakable, because Bruce Willis is very quiet, very reserved, but still got this like gentle strength within him because he's still a superhero, but he's not the traditional representation of like what a hero is. But like his hits are proof that he knows how to make a good film, but he's made just as many flops as he's made hits. And this film, just like with The Last Airbender, I feel lacked a lot of heart. And in the behind the scenes, M. Night was saying that it was the easiest and quickest film he's ever shot. And it's like, it really shows because it feels like you didn't put as much thought, energy, and your mind and heart into this project as he's done in previous films.
Yeah, it really was like, and then the next scene. Anyway, the next scene.
Right.
Like, I think he's one of those people who has really cool ideas, shoots himself in the foot by not having somebody else execute on them. Writing wise, I find him very similar to Zack Snyder in that way. He has these like he really feels inspired, right? And then because there's nobody to rein his madness back, it just comes off so on the nose and campy and funny and like not good.
Yeah.
And it's a shame. Yeah. Because like if they just had somebody punch this up, it really could have been twice as good. Like if they just had somebody else come through page by page and just not even change everything, but just fix a lot of the craziness. But sorry, anyways, yeah, you were saying?
Not at all. No, I was just saying the Zack Snyder comparison is probably really apt because have y'all seen Army of the Dead?
Yes. Yeah.
That's an absolute mess of a film because it's like, it's got two films in one, like a zombie apocalypse in Las Vegas, which is amazing. And then also a heist during a zombie apocalypse. But those two concepts don't intermingle well in the way that he's written it. Like, this should be the most entertaining heist that we've ever seen, but it's so boring. The characters make so many mistakes. They're supposed to be like professionals and they make stupid decisions just to facilitate the plot. And the problem with Army of the Dead is not only was fucking Zack Snyder the writer, the director, but he was the damn near cinematographer as well. That was Fool's Snyder. And it's like, it's the same thing with like the content on the channel, right, Preston? Like, I'm an okay editor, but I'm not nearly as good as you and Andre. And so when I write the scripts and I hand it over to you, Preston, like I know that you're going to be able to do such an amazing job because you're an editor and I'm not. It's something that I self-taught, but it's something that you specialize in. And I feel like when you're working on a huge project like this, like a huge film production, the point of a director or a good director is to be able to compartmentalize, right? Nolan does 100%. This well. He picks the best person for the job. So like with Oppenheimer, Nolan in the behind the scenes clips, he was mentioning how he just picked the best person for the job. So with the art design for Oppenheimer, he got the lady who did the productions and sets for There Will Be Blood, the Paul Anderson film with Daniel Day-Lewis. Yeah. But that film is sort of set during the oil boom and very, very historically accurate production. And Nolan was like, well, why would I bother doing the research from scratch when I can hire somebody who's already been responsible for recreating this particular moment in history? Yeah. That's how you do it. And that's how every great company, every great business thrives, is delegation of tasks to people who are more suited to it. And M. Night doesn't know how to delegate.
And that's something I harped on a ton when we did the Ghostbusters videos. Like part of the reason that's such a great film is that like talented people just hired talented people and then delegated. You know what I mean? Like you're going to do a great job. I'm leaving this with you. Knock it out of the park. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Well, this was heaps of fun, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys in the audience enjoyed as much as we did. And we've got some interesting topics to cover down the line. I think Meg 2 is coming out in cinemas in a couple of days. So I'm rereading the first 2 Meg novels. And provided we can get this happening video edited on time or like within the next week or so, and provided like the 3 of us don't have too many things on next week, we might record a watch through of the first Meg movie next weekend. Yeah. So that should be heaps of fun. But in addition to that, hold on, let me just pull up my planner just so we can let the audience know the types of films that we're keen on covering soon. So we just did The Happening. Today it was a toss-up between The Happening, Total Recall, and Predator. So we still got those 2 films on the line. We've got the Doom film with Carl Urban and The Rock, which I really want to do. The Meg, Deep Blue Sea with Samuel L. fighting intelligent sharks. Fuck
you mentioned Spawn, which is something I'm very interested in.
Yeah, let me add that. I'll add that to the list as well. So we got Spawn as well.
Spawn is a blast.
We got Predator. We're going to cover the entire Predator series at one stage, from the beginning, the first film, to the end. We're going to do the same thing with Alien, and then transition to Alien versus Predator, which should be fun. So we'll do Prometheus, Alien Covenant, and whatnot. We'll do Stargate. Andre, you'll enjoy this because for everybody who doesn't know in the audience, obviously Preston's my video editor, but Andre was like my first video editor from like a few years back, and me and him worked on a Dread video. Do you remember that, Andre?
Yeah, that Dread video was awesome.
Yeah, but like that film is one of my favorite films of all time, and I'm sure you feel very similar, like in terms of its execution as an adaptation. So I thought it would be cool for us to watch the 90s Judge Dredd with Sylvester Stallone and Rob Schneider. And then, like a week later, we watched Doom with, Dredd with Carl Urban and sort of compare it and contrast the 2 films.
That sounds
one is better than the other. And then I thought, I'm a huge fan of Paul Verhoeven. I'm not sure if you guys have seen a lot of his films, but he's a Dutch filmmaker. He specializes in drama, but for some reason he decided to do 3 sci-fi films in the 90s, which ended up being 3 of the best sci-fi films ever made. So we've got Starship Troopers, RoboCop, and Total Recall. 3 films that he made, which are on the list. We've got Stargate.
The one I haven't watched is Total Recall. Have not watched that one.
That's heaps of fun. So we'll definitely do that really soon. What else have we got here? So we got X-Men First Class, The Wolverine, which we might do, The Thing, Pitch Black, what else have we got? Samurai Cop as well, which we'll cover.
I'm so stoked.
Have you guys watched it? Have you watched it, Preston?
No, I've never seen it.
Oh, boys. Oh, what a.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but apparently, Andre, you studied it for film school or some shit, right?
Oh, wait, we had like a movie night for it back when I was in uni with some buddies.
So you've seen it. You've seen it before.
Yeah.
I've only seen bits and pieces. I've seen people review it, and it's fucking hilarious. Like the director is like this Iranian guy who was making Iranian like feature films in Iran right before the cultural or the Iranian revolution, and then the revolution came through. Iran became super strict. He'd made films in the 60s where like Iranian women are in like bikinis looking beautiful as fuck. And then the revolution comes through. Everything's like burqas and heavily restricted. He immigrates to LA. He doesn't understand English, but is such an avid lover of film that he decides to make like rip-offs of Lethal Weapon. And it's so funny just seeing a foreign person trying to adapt Lethal Weapon.
What's cool is he's not like, it's not a money grab like ripoff. It is a passion project. He loves these movies. He wants to make something like that for his own. And Samurai Cop is just like such a. It is so charming in the way it executes everything badly. Like
absolutely.
All right, now I'm super sold.
Just the whole notion that the main character is a samurai cop, right? So the notion is like he's an expert in like weapons, Japanese culture, but like consistently throughout the film, when he's asked about Japanese names, he doesn't know. Like he's talking about the main villain who's a Japanese guy, and he's like, "Well, this Tanaka guy, we got to find him. We got to pin him to the wall." And they're like, "What does katana mean?" And he's like, "It means Japanese sword." And it doesn't though. That's the thing. Like,
yeah.
So that's gonna be heaps of fun to cover. But I don't know. I thought The Happening would be really cool for us to do because it's like it's made by a director who is good. Like he knows how to make good films, but it's such a weird film. What are your overall thoughts, guys, on Happening?
Yeah, I think we covered it. Like sick premise, sort of feels like a first draft. I'm not gonna lie, but a lot of the like, strict filmmaking was pretty cool. Again, the music was banging. And then I've just got some of the best like inside joke quotes of my entire life out of this movie. First one is, "Can I tell you a math riddle?" Love that.
You go get her, Jules. You go get her. It's just like, what?
It was just tiramisu. That's pretty great.
What? No. And at the beginning, Marky, guys, take an interest in science.
What does he say about that poor kid's nose?
How it's gonna get larger, or like growing. It's gonna keep, it's gonna ruin your proportions or some shit. I think the real winners in that movie were those grannies that were knitting. They were like, "We're not running, we're not going anywhere. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do the smart thing. We're gonna stay home, get some knitting in, put on a gas mask, win."
They went to the Winchester MVPs. And let it all blow over.
Yeah.
It worked. It actually worked.
They were most definitely the MVPs of the film, because I think what makes a good film or a bad film, regardless of what the premise is that we want to see the characters behaving as intelligently as possible, because we want to put ourselves in their shoes and know that they're making the right decision, which is why a lot of horror films sort of fall into the problem of making the main characters do stupid decisions like splitting up, going into the dark, purely to facilitate the plot. So when we see films where characters make the right decision, we're like, oh my God, I love this character. So in The Happening, there's only really 4 characters that I sympathized with or that I thought were doing the right thing. Well, there's 2 characters I thought were doing the right thing. That was the grannies with the gas masks. One character that I really sympathized with was with the old lady who died because she let them into her home. And the only other person that I thought was solid throughout was the little girl. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was so good.
The guy that was obsessed with hot dogs, the plant farm guy, he was also...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And, okay, going back to him, what was I saying at the start? Setup and payoff. The setup is they have him and his wife have a deep understanding of what it is that's happening. They raise plants. They take care of plants. Even as they're leaving, he's touching the plants gently. He's telling them, we're going to leave, but we're going to be back. And I'm sending you good vibes. They die.
Yeah.
So it's like, why are they dead? It doesn't make sense. Like, if you're going to set up the notion that people who have bad vibes are the ones that are getting killed off, you can't have the plants kill the only 2 characters who are like, understand them. You know what I mean?
And they never dropped the good vibes, even when they were scared when the police officer was doing that weird shit, right? When the military guy was doing it, they never dropped the good vibes. They were like throughout the entire thing, they were like, "Oh man, another hot dog, let's fucking go!" You know, like I don't know. I felt like that was a disservice to the script, but a lot of things in this movie were.
But that's why, like, Preston, you're right. This does feel like a first draft because even the title, The Happening, that's not a good title. I'm sorry. That's not a good title because it shows like you don't have the concept yet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it doesn't help that they say it 100 times either.
It's like sitting on the fence. We'll just call it The Happening, and we'll constantly have the characters refer to it as something that's happening. I'm sorry, but that's first draft shit.
And since the beginning, the first theory was like a terrorist strike using some sort of like neurotoxin. Why was the mask thing not so much more prominent? If the first theory was this is an airborne toxin.
Well,
right?
That's the thing. If the three of us were writing this script and we had the same thing that we had in the beginning, where the reporters are literally telling everybody that it's a toxin thing, it's something in the air, what would be the next logical thing that would happen, right? All of the gun shops and all of the, like, on Amazon, everybody would be ordering masks. That's something that you'd see. And if that had been written into the script, then it would make me feel a bit more at ease of what it is that transpires. But we don't see the characters behaving rationally. Nobody's wearing a mask except for those two old ladies. And that almost felt like an afterthought. Like they did that after they'd shot the film. So it's like, wait. We have this entire film where there's a virus going around. It's like an airborne sort of toxin. Shouldn't we have people wearing masks? Oh yeah. Well, we can't put it into the film, so let's just have a shot of two old ladies with it. Almost, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
That's how it felt.
I love the vibe of that scene too. Like it only lasted like 2 seconds, but it reminded me of when I went to McDonald's and there were just a bunch of old people knitting. I was like, I love that energy. I want to be like that one day.
But it's just people behaving as they would, knitting. That's their natural environment. But they're also behaving intelligently, wearing the gas mask. So there's no reason why we shouldn't have seen other people, especially soldiers. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Like, how is it that you only show us one soldier throughout the whole film, and he's like a bumbling? Sure, he behaves very rationally. He makes really good decisions, but like a very incompetent soldier. That's the only.
He's alone too. He's like alone and afraid. Like
that confused me. I was like, he should have been at least with two other people. They're usually in a unit. Where is he coming from? Did he just leave a base? You know, and if he did, okay, here we go, guys. No wonder this film looks and sounds amazing. The cinematographer is Takashi Fujimoto. He's amazing. He's retired now, but he's an amazing cinematographer. He's worked on some of the greatest films. Obviously did Signs, Sixth Sense with him. He did Philadelphia. He retired pretty much after The Happening.
Signs, Devil in the Blue Dress.
And obviously James Newton Howard, my main man. God damn it.
I feel like the more we talk about the movie, the more things we're just gonna find to say about it. Let's just agree that it had so much more potential, but it was not gonna be realized because M. Night is not willing to release his grip. Of control on his films, which I understand, right? They're his babies, but at the same time, if you love it so much, you should be willing to. And it's one of the things that was conflicting when I was in college, right? For a lot of people, if they wrote a script, they wanted to direct it. And sometimes it's like, sometimes you're not the guy to direct it, man. I'm sorry. And sometimes you need somebody else to look at the script and say, you need to cut this, and it hurts. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'll say one thing about the man. He makes his money back, right? Like Split had a $9 million budget and made $300 million. Glass had a budget of 20, it made 250. Knock at the Cabin had a budget of 20. That's probably his least performing one, made about 80. But still, $18 million budget made 100 mil. Even if his films are bad, he makes his money back. Like he's one of the few A-lister or B-list celebrity directors that always turns a profit.
Right. Yeah. And that's so impressive considering Netflix manages to spend $100 million on bad 20-minute episodes of a show or whatever, right? And he can make pretty banging movies for like 10 mil and like have them perform really well.
Yeah.
And they look great.
Yeah, I mean, this is another side comment, and we're not going to dwell on this for too long. But you know how we did we recorded the first episode of the podcast for Secret Invasion.
Mm-hmm.
We released that. We recorded the second episode. Then we didn't edit the second episode. It's still sort of like we're going to make that eventually, the video of that. But I've been keeping track of what's happening in Secret Invasion, and I was absolutely right. Remember the first episode? I told you it was a bait and switch.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't going to be about Nick Fury. It was going to be about Gaia. Right?
Yeah,
so
right.
not only, and I haven't been watching the series, I've been watching it through a YouTuber called This Brew. Guys in the audience, please check out his channel. Amazing British YouTuber who has been breaking down Secret Invasion so that nobody else does. I feel like he's Jesus on the cross.
He's taking the hit for us.
Facts, dude. But not only does Fury not kill the main terrorist, Gravik, right? But after Gravik gets the DNA of all the superheroes, including Captain Marvel, and injects himself, so does Gaia. And she defeats him with CGI. So Gaia now has the powers of Captain Marvel and multiple other Earth superheroes. She's the most powerful being that's ever existed. And Nick Fury is just a shell of his former self. Everything he'd done was not done by him. It's so sad. It's so depressing.
Yeah. I don't know if it's true, but I heard a particularly disturbing reveal about one of the key characters in the series that is very frustrating. It has to do with, well, I guess I won't say anything just in case, because I don't want to spoil it if y'all hadn't seen it, but popped up on my Reddit feed the other day. And Niyat, you're going to be fuming.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was fuming from the very beginning. I was cautiously optimistic that it would get better, but it really didn't. And it's just like, how did y'all spend $220 million on a show where nothing happens except for the main character being told he's pathetic? Like, how did you think that would be something we're interested in? And as we get to episode 5 and 6, and it's exactly as I thought. Nick Fury's a piece of shit. Talos is basically not really part of the story. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but like after episode 3, 4 is really not there. It's about Daenerys and Olivia Colman, and they literally have a line in episode 6 where they're like, "We're not going to make the same mistake as the men did. Talos and Fury were weak, pathetic, but you and I together as women, we're gonna do better than they ever did." And it's just like, why are you doing this? Why do you have to destroy characters to build other characters? Can't you have them coexist?
Because they don't know what the fuck is happening. They don't know what any goal is. They're making it up as they go along. I feel.
But they've really fucked themselves over by making Daenerys. She has the powers. I'm telling you guys, like the fact that Captain Marvel has her powers is bad enough. But now Daenerys has her powers. She also has the powers of Groot and all the other superheroes, like every superhero that's ever existed, basically almost. And it's just, it's nuts.
I would love to see what you think of Super Crooks, Niyat. I think you'd like it.
I've never heard.
It's a show. It's one of the few Netflix shows that's really good. It's animated by Studio Bones. If you're an anime watcher, you know what studio that is. They do like My Hero Academia. They did like the founder is the guy that did like Cowboy Bebop and all that stuff.
Oh wow, sure.
Yeah, and
what's it called? I'll add it to the list.
Super Crooks.
All right. But with that said, guys, thank you so much for joining me. This has been heaps of fun. And hopefully guys in the audience will join you in a week or two with the next episode. Till then, have a great evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are. We love you. Thanks for joining in. Bye.
Peace.
Ciao, ciao.
Hell yeah.